separate reactions to the proclamation of the state of emergency in Borno, Yobe and Adamawa states, some political parties, the Congress for Progressive Change and the Northern Chapter of the Christian Association of Nigeria, have appealed to Nigerians to support the president in this trying period. Spokesperson for the CPC, Mr. Rotimi Fashakin, says that it was gratifying to know that the president did not remove any of the political office holders in the affected states. Also, the public relations officer of the Christian Association of Nigeria in the 19 northern states and Abuja, Mrs. Sunny Olive, says though belated, the president's action was a step in the right direction. In another statement issued by the publicity secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Mr. Olisametu, the party would support every action taken by the president to restore peace to any part of the country. For two senior advocates of Nigeria, Mr. Issei Sage and Mr. Femi Falana, President Jonathan has acted within constitutional provisions by not hiding under the declaration of a state of emergency to remove the governors of the affected states. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo, in two instances in the past, imposed emergency rule in Ekiti and Plateau states during his tenure between 1999 and 2007. Then he removed the governors and collapsed all democratic structures in the affected states while the emergency rule lasted.
Well, the president's spokesperson has shed more light on the declaration of a state of emergency in those three states. The special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Dr. Abati, says the constitution does not empower the president to remove governors or elected officers in the case of an emergency rule.
What the president has done is lawful and constitutional. There is no part of the constitution that gives the president of Nigeria the powers to remove a state governor or political office holders, particularly under the circumstances of the declaration of emergency. And the relevant sections of the Constitution to consider will include sections 1 and 2 of the Constitution, Section 11, subsection 4, where it is expressly stated that not even the National Assembly can remove a state governor. If you look also at Section 217, what it says is that when, under these circumstances, the armed forces are deployed to put down an insurrection or to check the breakdown of law and order, those armed forces, security forces, are expected to act in aid of the civilian authorities. And then the other relevant sections will be Sections 180, Section 188, and Section 189, dealing with the tenure of office of a governor and then circumstances under which a governor can be removed. It's also important to note that under Section 305, subsection 4 thereof, indeed, a state governor can also make representation to a state house of assembly asking for the proclamation of a state of emergency. And where a state governor fails to do so, then, the president can intervene and act as President Jonathan has acted. So it's the Constitution, that has guided the president. And to the extent that the Constitution is the ground norm and we're, committed to the rule of law, anything to the contrary will have been unlawful and will have been unconstitutional.
Special advisor to the president.